All right. Welcome to another podcast episode of For Why Not Results. We are back for round 2 with Derek Smith from Egghead Social. Thank you so much. We are doing a deep dive audit on my other company, Maximize Asset Protection, which is an insurance agency where I am a health and life insurance agent with my partner. And we have a team that's been making content and for years, and we've been posting content for years. We have a total of 27 subscribers on most of our channel. It is absolutely pathetic, but we are proudly continuing to post, which I've been looking at as a resume piece. And under the last episode of the first, 15 minutes, if you were to watch that, you would see where you went through and kind of went side by side of the differences of where we were kind of between YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, just kind of showing the channels individually of what we were doing very similarly across all party lines.
Exactly.
Which was a problem because we should,
Yes.
they're not all created equally, shouldn't be treated equally.
Right.
Was the moral of that story.
Sure.
And then the second, I'd say 3/4 of the first episode, you went in and specifically focused more on YouTube.
Yep.
What we're doing wrong on YouTube, or not, I don't want to say what we're doing wrong, areas of improvement, things that we can tweak about what we're currently doing. But in this episode, we are going to focus on Facebook and Instagram. And so on that note, welcome back again. Thank you for doing all that you're doing. And as much as you're making my head spin and I'm really not liking the conversation, I'll be honest, this is not fun for me whatsoever. I'll be just being straight.
Yeah, sure.
I'm 50 years old. I really don't like dealing with social media as a whole, digital marketing as a whole. But I'm still at the end of the day a businessman. If it's good for my business, then I need to take my medicine and just suck it up, buttercup, and let's,
let's get it.
Quit crying and let's get it.
Yeah.
So we're getting it. But now with you involved and having a coach, I honestly firmly believe that we are going to be able to take it to where it should be.
Yes.
And that was the big mistake that I made. And I cannot stress that enough to everybody out there. Do not try to do this without a coach, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Time is money. Just don't do it.
Time is money. And
So-
the problem with that is you leave a lot of money on the table and these weeks turn into months and years and
Years.
yeah.
I've been here
so
years.
forth. Yeah. For this next go round, Mario, we're actually going to jump into Instagram and Facebook, but we're first going to target Instagram and go over the auditing results as to the next approach after YouTube, what you do with your Instagram. Now, I'm not going to say after the YouTube strategy. All of this is going to be working synchronized with one another. Okay. Now, the YouTube strategy we just went over was a 6-month strategy approach. Okay. That needs to also bleed over into the Instagram. As you can see here, it's a Maximize Asset Protection MAP 90-day, not 30 days. Excuse me. I mentioned 30 days, but it's a 3-month growth and engagement strategy approach for your Instagram account.
So on YouTube, you did a
6-month. The YouTube was a 6-month.
Oh, and this is just a 90-day. This is 3 months.
This is a 3-month strategy.
I see. Okay.
Okay. And because in 3 months, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because a lot of the content that YouTube, for me and our team at AKIT, it's like a headquarters. It's like HQ. Okay. You're not putting long form content on Instagram. You're not really putting a lot of long form content on your Facebook. You're definitely not putting long form content on TikTok, but you are putting long form content on your YouTube channel.
And we're a house that's focused on long form
Exactly.
content.
Long form content. Exactly. And so with YouTube, that's why I went over that first. You have a lot of long form content that you're repurposing into shorts and reels that you're repurposing onto other platforms. Okay. And so the 6-month process that we talked about on YouTube is necessary because the YouTube experience today is not a microwave experience. It's going to take time for growth. It's going to take several months before you're averaging 1 to 2 to 4 comments per post. Okay. And the algorithm has to start liking you. We have to be more consistent with our posts. And so 6 months is a fair strategy. When sometimes people say, oh, we'll grow your YouTube channel to several thousands and we'll have you have engagements in 30 days and whatnot. It's like, we're talking organic. We're not talking about bots. Okay. We want to make real money, not fake money.
Right.
Okay. I like crypto, but we want to grow the audience organically.
And on that note, I did pay somebody like $50 a video just to kind of see. I paid him like for some long form stuff just to show like 5,000 subscribers just so it had some numbers behind it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did pay some bots sometimes just because I wanted to see this.
Yeah.
I talked about, let me see what you got. For $50 a video, I'll try it one time just to see.
And how many views did you get? Would you pay for it? Views or subscribers? It was for YouTube.
Just views.
Just views. And $50 got you how many views?
5,000. Is that terrible? So I got taken? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, you got to take it. It's just $50, all right? I don't recommend it ever. I won't get into that, but a lot of people do that.
but it will be another conversation.
We can definitely talk about it. But
because on one hand, by the time I heard about it, I was like, oh, this kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so getting back to
Instagram 90-day strategy. So with Instagram 90-day
strategy,
no bot strategy. All organic, no bots.
Organic.
Oh my God, we're not buying bots. This is all an organic approach. We want real people to offer them real services, to take their real money to better their lives, period. Right? So with the 90-day, 3-month strategy, there are primary goals. So when we do our audits and we look at what's missing, what's good, what's not, what's the goal? Like, what's the purpose for the 90 days? And here, broken down simply, it is grow the following count from 21 to 500 plus. Some people have none.
That's negative 200,000 to me. 21.
Yeah, I got
this many years of going in.
Yeah, I understand. But I mean, think about it. In 90 days, you'll be 500 plus. As long as we stick to the strategy.
Well, I'm sticking to the strategy.
And of course, along the way, we'll make micro pivots. I call it micro pivots. It's my little tagline, my little tag word. But sticking with the goals, we want to accomplish the growth of from 21 to 500 plus new followers on the Instagram in 90 days.
Okay.
The goal here is to improve the post engagements. Okay. Right. So as it's listed here, we want more likes. We want more comments. We want more shares. Shares are huge. And we want more saves. Okay. Across all of the posts. Now, as we talked about it earlier, just going back to the Instagram, okay, I'm not going to ask the question, what's wrong with it? But I'll ask the question, what's wrong with it? And we want to see a variety of content. We want to see content across the Instagram that grabs you. Sometimes that can be a cool and compelling story of a client that you saved them a whole lot of money. You offered some facts. A lot of the things we talked about in the YouTube strategy approach, as far as the deliverables or the content pillars, are wonderful sources to be repurposed on Instagram, but not in the way that it's demonstrated here with just a long form video that's cut and just bled over. Okay. And so as we go through this, I'm going to show you what we've come up with as a very simplistic strategy that's going to help the Instagram reach the goals that we want it to reach. So again, looking at your Instagram, these are nothing more than cut videos. And we're saying to ourselves, why aren't we growing? Well, we're not growing this Instagram because it's not engaging. It's not informative. Okay. It's not attractive. No, she's more than lovely. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the intent of what my eyes see to make me be engaged and watch the content. Okay. So going back to the breakdown. So we want to build trust and awareness, convert profile visitors into service leads and DM inquiries. Now, service leads, I can't emphasize that enough. At Egghead Social, we're not going to talk to you about, yes, we love talking about organic growth because that's our bread and butter, organic growth. But where is the organic? What's the purpose of gaining more growth if you're not gaining more revenue? Okay. And a lot of business owners, they shy away from social media because they can't correlate social media growth to revenue growth.
100%.
Right?
Amen.
Exactly. So now it's about, because if you're buying followers, you're not buying people that are interested in your product. You've not compelled them. It's not an emotional relationship. When I follow you, it's emotional. If I don't know you and I follow, it's an emotional response. That's organic. Okay. You've said something that hit a nerve. You've said something that makes me want to say, okay, I maybe come back for that. That's good. I like that. Right.
Okay.
So when we look at the content strategy here, the 3 E's, we want to educate, we want to engage, and we want to establish. We're talking about Instagram here. Okay. So we want to break down complex insurance topics. I'm going to say that again. We want to break down complex insurance topics in simple terms. Those are my words, because when I think of real estate, insurance, just those words are intimidating for the average Joe. I know a thing or two about real estate because of the W-2 that I've worked for a real estate mogul. He was brilliant. He is brilliant. And so I know a thing or two about real estate. Okay. So I'm not as intimidated, but I don't know half the stuff that most of these people know about real estate. Okay. And it's a boring topic. Insurance and health insurance, god awfully boring.
Oh, it's the worst.
He bored me to sleep. I'm talking about insurance. I'm like, really? Insurance? Who cares? Right? But it matters. So how do we make it matter? So we have to educate, but we have to engage, right? And we want to establish trust. So engaging by inviting conversations and reactions and shares. We want to establish trust by showing client wins. Yes, I think health insurance and insurance is boring. Do I have insurance? Yes, I do, because it matters, right? But why am I going to be interested in it just in passing is what the question is.
Yeah, I've never been able to make that correlation.
Exactly. But as a health insurance and life insurance specialist, I could talk about my life to you. I could sit here and just spill my life and my guts out to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you could easily start asking me life insurance questions, whatnot, and be like, dude, you're how old? You don't have life insurance? Do you have term or whole? What's going on, Derek? Right? And you could make it matter to me and make it almost sound like life or death. Like, Derek, when you die, what are you going to leave? And people have funerals and they don't even have the people that didn't leave money and people that borrow money for the funeral and blah, blah, blah. Right? But those are the stories that are not talked about by insurance companies on their social media. Those are the stories people want to hear about because it's drama. Right? So when we look at show client wins and team members, who's on your team? I saw Norma in some of the on the YouTube channel, and I saw a video on the Instagram. I think it was Instagram, where she was speaking Spanish. I loved it. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys did a video where she spoke in Spanish and you spoke in English, and where you spoke in English on one video and she spoke in Spanish. And I was like, okay, this is really good. And it was a top-down view.
It's possible. I
that
was doing that.
That was great content, right? But that was the only one I saw. I think it was just two I saw, right? And then, of course, all the CTAs, all that magic could have been added to it. But it was like, okay, that's good content. And also some good behind-the-scenes insights. Like, what's behind the scenes? It's when you see something called BTS.
It's so exciting. That's part of the reason we don't show it, because we don't want everybody to flood into becoming an insurance agent. It's so exciting, Derek. I mean, behind the scenes is real.
It's real, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? What's interesting? Because we don't know what the behind the scenes are, it'll be good to introduce that to us as to what's the behind the scenes with insurance, health insurance.
Well,
right?
We sure hate to take Sophie Cunningham's spotlight, you know what I mean? Or whatever her name is, or Kayla Clark. We don't want to make those girls feel bad. They're doing a good job. So
right.
Our behind the scenes is legit.
You
should see us strutting in the door. And
we can make it sexy though. We can make it sexy.
All
right. So here you'll see what's called a weekly posting structure. 5 to 6 weeks of posts, 5 to 6 posts per week. Excuse me. Okay. Derek, are you saying a post every single day except Sunday?
Which we are doing.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to break it down.
But we're cheating. We're just taking that podcast and making little clips, and so we're cheating with it.
I'm going to emphasize that again. You're taking long form video, you're cutting it up, which is a great best practice, and you're repurposing it, and that's all you're doing.
That's it.
Okay.
So it's okay to incorporate that as one of the
strategies. Let's call it a best practice. Okay. It's not really a strategy. It's just a method it's just an approach to one thing. Okay. But there's so many things that we can be adding that's going to engage, because again,
that we must add.
That you have to.
Yeah. It's not a matter that we should. It's that you must add if you want growth. You want what you're talking about.
Because why should we have all of these multiple layered approaches to our deliverables? Is because the audience comes from different demographics, different age groups, different genders, right? And so we want to hit people where they are. Everyone's not on YouTube. Everyone's not on Instagram. Everyone's not on TikTok. But if you're everywhere offering variety, now you're saying something. Here we have, I'm going to scroll down here, Monday, every single day, there's posts. So let's go into the granularity of them. On Monday, we want educational carousels. I spelled this completely wrong. What's the difference between term life and whole life? We talked about that. Now, we talked about that on YouTube. Okay. That could be a repurpose, but it's a different type of repurpose.
It's a carousel versus a post.
Exactly.
Versus a
video. Exactly. Tuesday, face to camera, short video. 3 reasons your employer coverage might not be enough on the Instagram. Okay. Wednesday, testimonial. There was also a testimonial on YouTube. Okay. But this is not just a copy and paste. Testimonial client highlight. See how we saved this client not $1,200, but $237 a month.
Okay.
$237 a month can be important for that client. Okay. On Thursday, insurance. What are some insurance mythbusters? Right? That's real. You don't need life insurance if you're single. Let's talk. Yeah, right. Okay. So let's talk about that. Okay. What that could look like in this room here, you could have, and I'm not saying this as a male chauvinist. I'm not saying this as one who wants to objectify women by no stretch of the imagination, by no means. What I'm saying is on social media, women have a tendency of doing very well when they're in the audience or when they're on the camera. So you could have 3 lovely young ladies who've graduated college, who have no insurance, who think like this as a video. And you're going to get eyeballs. You're going to get eyeballs. Okay. You could have 3 young athletes, men, a man and 2 women, women and 2 men. Okay. Because people attract people. You're amazing on camera, Mario, but you're far more attractive and fun to watch when you have an audience that the subject matter is pertaining to. Okay. And they're relatable to most of the people who are digesting social media.
Okay.
Right? Like these generation, are they Gen Zs? Yes. I'm a Gen X.
What you're referring to? I'm Gen X. I don't know.
So Gen
Anything
yeah. So that's the insurance mythbuster reel that you could possibly create. Okay. Potentially. On Fridays, a team or behind the scenes, back to those behind the scene photos. What are you guys doing behind the scenes? Rhetorical. Insurance wise, meet John, one of our agents, helping families choose smarter. What is Norma doing behind the scenes?
Get her nails done.
Why not show
them on a golf course?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You golf?
The real life of an insurance agent. Is that not it's not the behind the scenes we're looking for here, Joe?
Do you golf, by the way, Mario?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Behind the scenes of you golfing.
The true life of an insurance agent.
You golfing, right? Well, man, this guy's out there spending our money on the golf course. He sure is. FAQ, we know what FAQ is.
Yeah.
MA, drop your insurance questions below. These are insurance acronyms, excuse me. Drop your insurance questions below. We're answering everything. So on Saturdays, right, it's not really about offering in-depth content. It's just something by which you're able to keep the wheels oiled in the sense. We tend not to want to drop things on either. If we drop something on a Saturday, we tend not to want to drop it on Sunday. But we found that sometimes on Instagram, the more you're posting, but it's a variety, it does very, very well.
What a headache.
Okay. Now, Sundays are optional. Again, it's optional. You don't have to post on Sunday. I'm going to highly recommend you post on Sunday for now. Okay. For the 90 days. Okay. Protect what matters. Plan with purpose. That can be a cool CTA. That can be a nice static image.
Same one every Sunday?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
You had my hopes up there.
Absolutely not. But I would recommend using something that on Canva has a ton of potential posts that we can put on Instagram. That can be a quote that's relevant to insurance. And I recommend putting those thought-provoking quotes that causes people to think about their life expectancy. Every day we're dying. What are you doing about it? Right? So now let's look at the monthly focus themes. Okay. Month 1 is going to be trust and awareness. So introduce your team and company mission. What does that look like? Share why MAP exists. Educate followers with simple insurance tips. These are things that are going to be spread out on Instagram. And define services clear in bios and captions. So on your Instagram posts, Okay. On the massive majority of all your posts, percentage wise, you're not telling people where to go. You guys are very consistent with your hashtags. You're very consistent, but hashtags talk to the SEO process of all that. Okay. Hashtags are nothing more than an assistance. It's no longer the end all be all. It hasn't been the end all be all for years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good to do the hashtags? Yes. But it's even better to do the hashtags along with having links so that people can have more information. If you post something,
Links in the bio, right, is what you're referring to. Not links on, you can't have a link on the post.
you're going to tell them to go to the bio for the link.
Right.
Okay. But you're not telling them to go to the link in the bio. You're not placing links that are directing people to the bio. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or you're not, sorry. You're not telling people in the video to go to the bio for the link to click for more information. So that post is a useless post.
Okay.
It's better that you don't even post, generally speaking. Okay. Because if someone saw it and it made them feel good, what did it do for MAP? Did nothing. For the most part, it's like, oh, the view count was good. And what we have to, as business people, what we have to get away from when it comes to social media is we have to get away from the vanity score being the end all be all.
Right.
The vanity score is just a means to an end.
Yeah, I assume as we get that number up, that we'll get more clicks on the page, on the form, the call to actions that you're referring to that we're not putting on there anyways.
But if they don't exist, it'll never happen. That makes sense?
Yeah, because you have to ask.
Right.
You do have to ask.
You have to ask. They're not going to go to the bio.
And I think we do have some at the end of the videos on some of the videos you've seen, but those were repurposed email, remarketing.
Yeah.
And so we have some call to actions there, but it's only at the end.
Right.
It's very subtle. By the end of the message, you got to click off. It's not the middle of the message, like popping up.
Mm-hmm. And see also too, what a lot of Instagram content creators don't do is cause people to engage with comments. Hey, DM us. Hey, if you want a free whatever service it is, comment "My Life Matters" in the comment section. And we'll send you specifically blah, 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 blah. That's a wonderful engaged post. Okay. Most people don't do that. Those who are winning, they always do that. Always. Share why maps exist, educate followers with simple insurance tips, and define services clearly in bios and captions.
Yep.
Okay. Month 2, we're going to focus on engagements and education. Again, if you look at this is very similar to the YouTube's content pillars. Encourage comments, questions, and polls is what I was just talking about. Share your FAQs. Okay. And common plan comparisons. How your plans and your services compete with the big boys or your competition. Or post interactive stories and quizzes. Provide simple definitions and educational series, but make them fun. Make them engaging. Right? When you say the word insurance to me, I personally, Derek Smith does not know where to begin unless I'm talking to my insurance agent or my insurance professional who's saying something. I'm like, okay. I'm saying okay and yes to what you're saying because I like you and I trust you. Mm-hmm. And it made sense, but I really couldn't articulate what you said to me to benefit someone else. I just couldn't do that unless I dove in more, right? So providing simple definitions is going to educate me more on it. Okay. The videos that you have on the YouTube channel that we talked about earlier with your talking and I liked all the editing, that looks really good. Okay. So in videos like that, but that are short, okay, offering those cool definitions, that's good. Those are really cool. Those are also educational series that you can put on there. But here's the thing. That's not the only thing you're placing on your Instagram, or it shouldn't be. You're offering that and you're offering other insights as well. Okay. In the 3rd month, it's a conversion and lead generation approach. Okay. Again, it's almost like, hope this analogy works. You meet the lovely young lady, you take her out. You're not expecting much. You're buying dinner. You might hold her hand, you may not, but you're putting your best foot forward and you're offering free value. You're not looking for a kiss on the first date because you're a gentleman. And that's the approach to social media. Okay. You're not trying to sell anyone. You want to give free value initially. Yes, it costs for great insurance and insight. And sometimes consultations are paid consultations. We're going to give you a free consultation for 60 minutes and we're going to follow up with you, but we're not going to harass you. We're just here if you need more insight, right? It's that approach. And so when we go into the conversions, highlight services, a free 15-minute review. Okay, what's that look like? Share client wins and success stories. Again, you're going to see this theme that's consistent through each of the platforms. Okay. Add links to service pages or booking links across the website that goes to the service. And watch this now. We have clients at Egghead Social that, because we've beaten their brains to add links to everything, they'll do it. And then 3 months later, we're trying to figure out what's wrong with the conversions. And the problem with the conversions are we've put tracking links on those links and we see a lot of clicks, but the conversions are pretty bad. And that's because those links are leading people to environments where the services aren't well represented. So my advice to you, Mario, is when you're adding links to services, service pages, booking links, make sure that when they get there, it's clean. It's not convoluted with too many words. Words scare people, right? It's straight to the point. I often tell people, listen, this link needs to go directly to a POS, point of sale. Okay? I mean, as soon as they get there and they see that they supposed to put their credit card in.
If the sale is schedule an appointment, that's a sale.
That's
right?
a sale.
Yeah.
That's a sale.
Whatever the goal is. Right?
Whatever the goal is, right? When you want to meet that goal for them to reach, you want that landing page, wherever they go, if it's your website, that needs to be clean, to the point, and you play with it and you know that it works quick, it's responsive, boom, and it works, okay? If it doesn't, it makes you unreliable. That's not said, but it's considered. It's what's believed. Host IG Lives and Q&A sessions right on the YouTube channel. You can do that, okay? I know we're talking about Instagram, but you can do that on YouTube as well. Okay. Those go really hard. Okay. I would say, in month 3, you can start trying to push that. Okay. Definitely push that. You might have 2-3 people there. That's wonderful. Okay. Now, profile optimization. So when I looked over the Instagram page for map, okay, use searchable keywords like health and life insurance -map. Okay. Let me show you this. So this is all we have, right? Let me see here. I thought that went someplace. But anyway, that should be better curated with information that talks to what you guys offer. Health and life insurance. It's what it is. Smack dab in my face. Okay. We help people choose the right insurance plans. All major carriers, personalized service, free plan review, a link. That make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Use Linktree to track free consultation forms, services overview, contact page. These are things that need to be in the bio. Now, your bio was not bad. It wasn't bad. But a free consultation form, I didn't see that. Service overview, I didn't see that. Story strategy. Now, stories last 24 hours. Okay? But it's good to post them. I know it sucks. It sucks. But they last 24 hours, it's okay. So how many are we posting these per week? 4 to 5 per week. Okay?
In addition to the posts.
Because this is, what I'm doing here is going over the different types of posts. But then we'll look at, for example, the Monday through Sunday being optional, of what you can post. We already looked at that. This is just going into a more of a granular approach of understanding what those posts are. So with your stories, okay, do I have life insurance? That's a great poll. You can put a story behind that. Quizzes, true or false? My job coverage is enough. We talked about that on YouTube. We repurposed it, but it looks different. It's in the form of a quiz. Okay, back to the BTS, which is nothing more than behind the scenes, team photos and meetings, resharing DMs and testimonials, having some cool story reels are really cool. Story reels that talk to the personality. Maybe you're signing somebody, they're happy. Why is this person so happy? Because their life being changed because of this, and this. a countdown. Countdowns are cool. Right in the Instagram, it's a countdown. The numbers are actually moving for the new live that's coming up. Hashtag strategy. Okay? Don't be intimidated by all of this.
It's intimidating.
Okay? Use 5 to 10 highly relevant hashtags per post. You're already doing that. It's just the other things that we need to start mixing into it. That's all.
The other 95%.
I'm gonna help you, Mario. I'm gonna show you how to do all this. It's not a big deal. I promise, man. Okay. Now, this here is a bit redundant because you guys are already doing a good job of this. Okay. You guys are doing a very good job of that. Okay. So that's a win. Okay. Paid strategies are effective, quite effective. Promote top performing reels for $5 to $3. Not when you post. Once they've performed and we've went through the numbers and said, hey, these are our top 10 performing reels. Let's throw a couple of dimes and nickels behind them. Let's see if they can perform a little bit better. Okay. And let's make sure that those have CTAs as well. Okay. Or they're driving people to the bio, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
And driving people to the bio, again, that's something we need to start saying.
Yes.
Check out my bio for the links to contact us, whatever it may be.
You have a little pop-up that pops up.
Well, so I can do it in post if I don't say it, but if I can incorporate it into the message when we're delivering whatever video we're doing, we should try to get in the habit of incorporating that.
By audibly, yes.
Yes. Right. And then, exactly. And if we don't, then if nothing else, or should have at least maybe both. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world, you have both.
Okay.
Yes. Right. Target by location, interest, and age. Of course, that's through the paid methodology, which is within IG, Facebook. And track metrics like save, profile visits. This is where it's important to have a strategist, okay? Now, a social media coordinator, what's the difference? A coordinator is
following up on your plan, following through with your plan.
That's a coordinator.
Yeah.
That's the coordinator.
Yeah, they're executing. They're
executing, exactly. So
they're fulfilling, I should say, really, right?
Exactly, they're fulfillment. So the track metrics like saves, profile visits, all that, right? That's within the analytics, okay? And coordinators should be looking at that, okay? Why? Because it matters. In fact, a coordinator needs to be looking at every single Instagram post if they're looking at Instagram and defining what of our best posts. What's the trending understanding of our best posts? How do we find that? The analytics are just looking at you. They're telling you. It's not a magic. It's not a secret. The analytics tell you, all right, most popular, click, boom. Okay. I mean, it's not rocket science. Okay. And what are the best posts? Okay. Let's boost those. Excuse me. I don't want to say boost, but let's promote them on IG. Okay. We have a method by which, based on what saves, profile visits, followers, DMs, likes, shares, all that, we can determine from a strategist standpoint how to improve that. Okay. Now, the performance after 90 days, big numbers. Or they're big numbers for MAP. They're big numbers. 500 plus followers, 30 plus average likes per post. Okay. 5 to 10 plus comments per post. 100 story views per story. Okay. And 10 plus weekly DM inquiries. That's really good. 90 days, that's not enough. Yes, it is. Yes, that's fantastic.
It seems like a lot.
Okay. Now, the next steps will be refreshing your bio and link. Of course, when I say links here, I'm referring to the links. I'm not going to say go back and put links in all of your posts. Don't do that. Just move forward. Move forward with new content, with links, with intention. Okay. Now, begin scheduling weekly content using this plan. Earlier, Mario, you asked me about services that offer weekly scheduling of posts. Okay. And in that's what this is talking to. Beginning utilizing that according to this strategy. This is an extremely basic strategy approach. Okay. You're
killing me when you say that.
But it is, Mario. It is. And when we get into the habit of posting like this regularly and you see the numbers, it's almost like a diet, a workout schedule. I dropped 5 pounds. Wow.
Which I
this
hate.
is good. I got it. So, I mean, it's like, I'm seeing improvement. All right. I'm seeing the stuff.
Makes a lot of video, Joe.
Right. So, I mean, it works in that regard. You see the weight coming off, you're excited to get back to the gym. Okay. You're so funny, Mario. Begin scheduling weekly. Okay. Here, record 1 to 2 reels weekly. Let's set up some Instagram story highlights. Highlights are huge, man. Facts, FAQs, testimonial services. And then, of course, on a regular basis, coordinators, strategists should be tracking growth. Okay. We should be tracking engagements using a weekly spreadsheet.
Which you do have that.
Yep, I do that.
But we did it with the intention of when we finally sat down with this meeting, knowing it we were looking, okay, here's what we're doing. We don't know what these numbers really are, what we should be tracking. It was more of just me trying to create the habit of going there and looking every week to capture numbers.
Makes sense.
And, and then I'll show you what numbers we've been collecting and how irrelevant what we've been, that's what I'm sure is going to come out.
Yeah.
So we're ready. We're at that point of like, we want the staff's there. They want to see improvement. They're getting their teeth kicked in, like we're making all this, but we're not growing.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good. I'm not paying attention.
Okay.
Right. So they are, and I know they're going to be really excited about that stuff.
Good.
So I'm just really excited that you're here, Coach.
No problem, man. No problem. I'm happy to be here, man. And
do we need to pause, Joe?
Well, I'm at the end of the Instagram approach to this. There was a lot of, I call it my Miss Budak, a teacher from high school. I used to write papers, and I used to put a lot of what she called lard in my papers, and she helped me to condense things. And so as I did this audit,
that's a good way to put it.
It was a lot of stuff that was necessary, but it was too wordy, was intimidating to the point of just too many words. Just it made sense to myself, sure, but it didn't make sense. And so this is an extremely simplified, dumbed down version of what matters.
Sure.
Okay. And so as I go back up, and the next I'm going to go into is Facebook, is what's key here is looking at, talked about the 1 month, 2 month, 3 months overview, but here's an example of the day to day. In that service you asked me about, there's Buffer, there's Sprout Social, whatnot. You would put these already curated and created and approved posts, or let's call them deliverables, into that service, and it would do all the pushing out that you need. Do you want to go straight into Facebook? You want to take a breather?
Yeah, I need to take a breather.
Okay.
This is drinking out of a fire hose, man, and but maybe we should just keep it going though.
I feel good.
You feel good? Let's go.
You sure?
Yeah, let's go. Right. Facebook. Here we go.
Facebook. So like Instagram, Facebook is also a 90-day approach. Okay. Not to give you a drawn out explanation of the why yet again, but after 3 months, it becomes a habit. Okay. And after 3 months, we will change the strategy because the numbers will tell us to. They may be micro, it may be small, but same meaning, but we'll slightly change it. But we will, after 3 months, now in the habit, we have that muscle memory of what we've been doing. We've seen what works, what doesn't work. A lot of the things of how we, watch this, on Instagram, how we postured with our day-to-day. So let's say we're offering posts every single day, right? This says nothing more than just one post a day. Where is it at? Here. But you can offer 2 or 3 posts some of these days. Some of these days you can put 2 or 3 posts. What will happen after 3 months is we will be able to identify, Mario, what days are the best days to post. So this will change. Maybe your Wednesdays are terrible to post. I don't even post on Wednesday. Why post that day? The numbers are low. Post on Thursday where it's crazy. And there's something called cannibalizing your content. I'm not going to go into too much of that. What does that mean? That means that if you're cannibalizing your content because you put a great post with another post that's a bully and everyone wants that, and they didn't get their eyeballs on the other post. So you posted in 2 days. Nothing wrong with posting twice in a day, as long as they're, I'm going to say, far removed from themselves in their meaning or approach. It's still good content. Like posting a good story and then posting a nice static image with a beautiful quote in 1 day. That's cool. But we'll get to that after 90 days. Okay. So let's go into Facebook now, Mario. So in the Facebook approach, it's a 90-day approach as well. And the purpose is designed to dramatically improve the Facebook page engagement, increase followers, establish MAP as a trusted authority in health and life insurance. And I forgot my K there, and drive services, right? We want to consistently create leads and drive your services. Like, that's the goal for all of this. We need leads to be generated. Generate leads, generate leads, generate leads, generate leads. The way our philosophy is, the way that we're going to generate leads to increase revenue is to build relationships. My wife is an incredible woman. She's a marketing director for the Arizona Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I watch a lot of their ad pushes and how they're driving their anchor stores and so on and so forth. And I've been telling her for years, you guys need some influencers. You guys need people that's going to create a relationship between the mall and the consumer, but a relationship. Who's that person? What are you going to do? And of course, now Simon, the publicly traded institution that runs the mall, they're now going in that direction of being heavily involved with hiring influencers, okay, to drive a relationship between the service and the consumer, okay? And so that's what this is all about. And in the environment of Facebook, it's where we're going to curate that audience, okay? A lot of times when we look at Facebook, we use it as a place to just advertise. That's not what Facebook is for. Initially, Facebook was designed, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, to bring people that know each other together and bring like-minded individuals together. Okay? And so when we consider the methodology of Facebook, generally speaking, when it was first created, and then you look at Facebook groups, many Facebook groups get away from that philosophy, right? But it's designed for that. Now, it's not a perfect platform, but it is the best platform, in my opinion, where you're going to grow a community. Okay? If you are a service or a business and you are wanting to grow your community, Facebook is at the top of the food chain. Because if you curate that community well on a regular basis with updates, with stories, what kind of stories? Personal stories, with going in and you're talking to your clients or your potential clients, okay? You're now becoming tangible to people. Right now, Mario is nothing more than a person on a video. And Norma, as fabulous as she is, she's nothing more than the person that's wonderfully Spanish speaking. She's highly educated. She's English speaking, but she's not tangible. In the Facebook group, she's tangible. You can talk to her, get information from her. But by curating the social media fingerprint, the Instagram, the YouTube, we'll talk about TikTok later, that's where you become the rock star. That's where you become the relatable content creator. But I can have access to Norma in the Facebook group and talk to her because she's going to talk back to me. Okay. And because I now trust you, okay, my wallet's no longer in my pocket. My wallet's on the table. I trust you. So what should I do? I need this insurance. Okay. So that's the approach with Facebook. So let's dive in. So with the Facebook strategy, okay, grow. It's a goal. Okay. We want to grow your page followers from 142 to about 1,000 within 90 days. Very doable, because on Instagram and on YouTube, on all those posts, all those shorts, all those reels, all that long form, we're going to drive people to become a follower of the Facebook group. And we're going to tell them why they need to go there. Okay? We're going to incorporate those into CTAs and whatnot. Increase engagements through intentional content structure, educate and build trust. We're going to generate qualified leads through optimized content and CTAs within the Facebook group. Okay. We're going to convert passive viewers into booked consultations or inquiries. You're going to do a lot of that in Facebook.
Okay.
A lot of that in Facebook. So the foundation here, or the content foundation, will be this is a weekly frame, like, overview. Okay. This also goes Monday through Sunday. I'm going to say Sunday's optional. Okay. In fact, Saturday and Sunday are optional. Okay. I'm going to recommend it though. Okay. Because it's easy to do. So on Monday, we want an educational post. You see the theme here? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, offering education, offering testimonials, short form video. We're also going to have on Thursdays.
So it's going to be a lot of the same material across these platforms.
Just slightly different in how we push them out. It's not a copy and paste. It might be slightly different. Okay. Client testimonial or a case study. Okay. On the right-hand side, which is italicized, is nothing more than what the intentions are. Okay? We're going to educate. We're going to encourage shares and reach. We're going to foster deeper connections. We're going to humanize the brand. Okay, so let me go through it. Educational posts, client testimonials, or case study. Short form video. That short form video can come from YouTube. Okay? But watch this. What short form video? Any short form video? Let's start with the highest performing short form video. Okay? Service spotlight. Plan, product focus. A BTS or team introduction. Live video or reel. A Q&A explainer. Inspirational quote with image. Let me encourage you, Mario. When you start doing this, you might start putting these out, and you may not like any of them. You might not like any of the ones you're putting out. Maybe it's the quality, maybe the message. You're like, it's just not. We're going to stick with it.
Yep.
It's going to get better and better and better.
You're the coach.
Okay? It's going to get better and better and better. Keep posting it according to this. Well, Derek, what if I want to do a short form video on Monday and an educational post on Wednesday? Oh, so we're going to switch Monday and Wednesday? Sure, let's try it. But let's do this first for a month before we change anything. Let's get in the habit of doing it. Derek, I don't see any growth after 2 weeks. That's not the point here. Just keep doing it. You're going to see growth.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm a long-termer.
Now, monthly campaign focus. Very similar to what we saw with Instagram. Trust and awareness is going to be the first month's focus. That's the theme, right? So we're introducing maps with the mission and the vision. So we're going to explain key insurance offerings for the first month. We're going to address common misconceptions and highlight team expertise because it's the Facebook community that you're building. Okay. Now, we can do it where it's just the Facebook group. Right now, it's just a Facebook page. We're going to do this on there. And then what we're going to do is we can create I'm not going to say a paid Facebook group, which works brilliant. We can create a Facebook group from this. Okay. So what that means is we're going to be doing a corral process. So this is not a Facebook group. This is just a Facebook. But we can create a map group specialized to those who are serious, who want more information, who are very concerned about their future, and we'll be able to curate that process or sift those individuals into that through the same methodology. Okay. So engagement education is the second month. Still on the Facebook page. Provide detailed plan explanations. What are the benefits of term versus whole, group versus individual? Okay. What are the cool things to talk about with that? Answer common questions. Well, Derek, our social media doesn't really have people aren't really asking us questions. I'm sure you've been asked questions before. You can come up with some questions and answers that are really engaging that you want to start putting on there on a regular basis, according to the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Offer tools and a checklist. So we're going to educate the audience about underinsurance risks. Okay. So what are the risks? What are the dangers? What should we avoid? Okay. We're going to do that in month 2, but a lot of that, like just inundate people with that. Okay. Because the average Joe cannot tell you the difference between term and whole.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And we love money. People love money. Okay. When we have posts, and I'm going back to YouTube for a second, and we have thumbnails that have money raining down, I'm taking a page out of Mr. Beast, and you have things that are over sensationalized, but in the realm of insurance, right? It's like, can insurance save you money? Can it? Can I make money? What's the difference? Individual or group, right? So if there's a way in which one can make money, can save money, can benefit financially as a young person to becoming an older individual, let's associate that with toys. What are they able to accumulate by building their life insurance? Okay. What does it free them up from? Okay. Having the imagery around that goes really far. And that's what we'll do in month 2. In month 3, conversion back to lead generation. Okay. Because there's a purpose for all of this. Share success stories and client wins. Okay. Over time, To offer time-sensitive promotions or free consultations. We want to do that regularly. Okay, so a lot of times I refer to that in CTA form. On Facebook, we want to just be in their face, and it's a whole post. It's a banner. Not a banner, it's a banner in the post. What this is going to do, watch this, it's going to clean up let me see where I'm at. She's beautiful. Okay, where'd I go here? No, I'm not on your
page.
Here?
No, that's my private. That's my first picture, which I don't use really. But you might just type in maximize that's protection top here. What is there?
Oh, can you type it? The keyboard is. There it is. Okay. So what I was just going over, what it does.
42 followers.
42, man.
142.
Sorry.
42.
142. But what it's going to do, it's going to cut this up, Mario. Okay? It's going to cut up it just being the same type of content. Like, that's good. This is good. Okay? This is good.
Us.
That's not you?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's good.
So it's mixing in. So you're not going into you're not actually on our profile so you can see what we post. This is like our feed. Well, I don't even know what this is called.
I can go there now. Hold on. Let me do this.
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. Okay.
This is
okay. Now, this is what that YouTube banner needs to look like.
Well, I thought it did.
Now, this is the picture that's in there, but the negligence of it being cut here, unacceptable.
Yeah, no, believe me. When I saw it, I was not happy.
Okay, I can see the phone number there. Look at that. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Okay, now I love the diversity. Oh, brilliant. Okay. However, when we scroll through it, interesting. It's nothing more than just this, right? So what we're talking about is going to change this.
So it's not just video.
It's no, absolutely not.
That's what you mean by the banner. So how come the other images that were up top there were images, statics were just showing there, that, and these ones that was only showing this on a series of video.
Yeah. So these are nothing more than just photos that you've had on your Instagram. These are because Facebook, Instagram is, united. So you don't have to have this here, by the way, but it's just showing you the posts that you put on Instagram, your photos. Yeah, we want to change this up. It's not going to just be these videos. It's going to be more in line with an intentional post that is, talking about free consultation. What's a free consultation look like? Having a nice video that kind of has a commercial feel to a free consultation, what that looks like. It could be literally somebody like me sitting here and it looks like as a consultation, an insurance consultation, right? But what are the benefits of those consultations? Having like some bullet points, what those free consultations, what am I going to walk away with? Okay. When you have a breakdown list of all of the key points that you want to offer as far as things on Facebook on a regular basis, it's going to get easier and easier. Okay. Again, back to sharing the industry tips and real world planning advice. Yes, the platforms are different. I'm referring to Facebook, I'm referring to Instagram and YouTube, but you're going to be posting the same themed information, just slightly sometimes different. Okay. With the intentions of telling consumers what to do. And over time, you're going to see growth. And over time, you're going to see people doing exactly what you want them to do. Okay. Now, conversion tools and tactics. We have here create a pinned lead magnet post, free insurance checklist, set up messenger auto replies directing users to book consultations. Okay. Use Facebook highlights and stories for educational snippets, facts, and team features. Run some monthly giveaways to boost visibility and engagement. Okay. Now, earlier you said that Norma has done boosts on Facebook. Okay. Don't do another boost on Facebook just yet, unless it's tied into a strategy. Don't just boost the post to boost the post. Boost a post when you want to lead them somewhere for a lead generation process. Okay. Now, weekly execution tasks. We want to plan content structure, record and edit short videos, design post graphics and carousels, blah, blah, blah. You guys do this, but we're going to now do it with intentions And it's not going to be just long form cut post. That makes sense? It's not going to be a long form video cut and just posting it. Now, scheduling content through Meta Business Suite. Okay, we talked about that earlier. That's nothing more than a buffer account or whatever that does the planning of the updates that go out on your Facebook account. Monitor and respond to content. Earlier, I stated you should respond to a comment in 24 hours. That applies here as well on Facebook. Okay. Track weekly performance using your Facebook Insights. Facebook Insights are actually far more impressive to me than what Instagram offers. It's a lot. It's really impressive. Okay. And I love to advertise on Facebook for clients when they're working through the strategy. So here we have a $5 a day post strategy for your top performing content. Most clients, before meeting myself or working with any other social media strategist from any other company, these individuals tend to post and put money behind that new post, hoping that the new post is going to bring more eyeballs in. That's not the right approach. The right approach is to post, vet the content, and then put money behind the best performing content. That's how it works. Okay.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what people do.
No. And it makes,
when hearing you say that out loud, that makes a lot more sense.
Right. So run retargeting campaigns to users who engaged in past content. This is never practiced, but so effective. Like, it's so effective.
Well, that's always been our intention with the video. Mm-hmm. Get those little benchmarks of people who, apply that pixel when they've watched 50%,
Right.
And then retarget those guys.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like that part of the strategy has kind of been there. But I'm still more intrigued with the organic side than I am just the paid side,
Yes, because, they go hand in hand, but the paid, I worked for a company, Mario, full transparency, that my social media structure was compromised because the company was so driven to throw money at the wall like oatmeal, because it was like, it's a numbers game. We'll throw $500,000 at this and we'll make, okay? I get that. But let's curate a relationship first and make it organic. So now, why are we using 500,000? You can get the same results with 175,000 because it's targeted, because you now know what to, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, boost with intentions. That's all it is. So performance matrix this goes back to the top point of the Facebook as far as growth goals. Okay. We want 1,000 plus followers on the Facebook page in 3 months. We also believe that we can get an average post reach of about 1,500 per post, which is really good. Engagement rate from 5 to 10%. Okay. I would love to look at your numbers and see what it is now. Weekly video views, 1,000 plus. Weekly lead conversions, 10 plus weekly. So that's about maybe 50 plus a month.
So in all reality,
on just Facebook platform, please.
Is I'm doing, just knowing it from the lead conversion side. So even if you're at, even if it's 10% that convert,
sure,
which we all know, it's 10 to 30 depending on where the lead source is. So assuming that these are going to be a little stronger lead or DM, if they know our content from that organic market, like you're saying, when I start doing the numbers of that, right? I mean, that's a lot of leads.
Yes, it is.
And we have people that want the leads. And so we have people that are going to count on it. And then as I want to build out my agency, which now I'm ready for that. Whereas before I really didn't want to, because I don't want to train people.
Okay.
But now we're at that point where we're bringing on a couple people. Well, they're counting on us to bring leads.
Okay. And it's cool because this is just Facebook. Yeah. See, now you're using each of the platforms. They're all generating leads. When we start accumulating the lead count across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, just those three, I mean, it's very plausible to see you generating per month 200 to 300 leads over time.
Yeah.
Per month.
And that would be, there's no question. That is a huge game changer.
Yeah. It's big time.
Oh, it's big time.
Yeah.
There's no question.
So we're in the month of July. By the next July, the average leads per month, I would be wanting 200 per month in a year as far as average.
You're talking on this. Are you talking collectively?
Collectively.
Well, 200 per month in 12 months from now.
Yeah, but
because
that should be the average. I'm saying it should be sustainable, right? Like you should be in 6 months, you should be bringing in 200 leads a month.
Yeah, I'm curious to see on that in the insurance. I don't know if you've worked this model in the insurance space. I'm really curious. I'm Eric. Everything in me is hoping you're accurate. But I got to say right now, you've got me. I'm a little skeptical, right?
Understandable.
So but we're going to walk the path.
Okay.
In that being the case, I mean, that's big,
right?
Because even at 200, even if you average 200 a month, let's just say if we are even doing closing 20, and if they're still averaging, even if they're
about 10%.
Because if they're calling specifically, typically they call because they have a problem, right? They're usually not. Very few people are very proactive, like, oh, I want to go spend money on insurance. There's usually some sort of trigger.
Okay. So that was going to be a point I was going to make as you were talking. And the triggers, oftentimes when it comes to businesses that aren't the attractive, the gaming thing, the sports things, the whatever.
Entertainment stuff, yeah.
Right? It's the things that are triggering. Those are, what affects those are current events. And within the methodology of the deliverables for content, I'm going to encourage current events, because current events causes people to think about their future. It causes people to think about next week, the next 6 weeks, health insurance, life insurance.
And this is where I really, value an outsider looking at opening our eyes to what we're not seeing for potential content options, right? We're just too close to it, and we've kind of hit that wall.
Gotcha.
That mental wall, right? So I just can't see other alternatives, and there might be just flood buckets ready to go.
It is.
Right. And we just have, and then once we can see that, we know what to make, go make it. Because, and right now I'm still not seeing it, right? Mentally. And
Sure.
That's not what this meeting's about. It's just pointing out the strategy. Then,
Right. But behind this strategy, there has to be content that resonates to create this lead generation machine.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, when I'm looking at a business like MAP, I'm thinking about what's the content that's going to go out. Of course, I can talk to you blue in the face about different strategies and approaches, but what's the theme of that content that's going to make them? So just by posting this, they're going to come? That doesn't make sense. What's the theme, right? And so the theme is going to be around insurance, but what is insurance? It's a remedy for what? And we have health crisis going on in America. Okay. We have all kinds of crises that are life insurance based, that you can take a current event and you can put it into a carousel and just drop that thing into Instagram. And you can do one, I would say 3 every week on the same days. And after 1 month, you can go and look at those numbers. And the eyeballs are just like, and people are talking from a place of panic and concern and worry. You can tie it into Medicare that's been cut billions of dollars, regardless of one's opinion about the current administration. Doesn't matter. That was cut. What does it mean? And not to be a manipulator of the mind, but you do want to create interest. So scare tactics to bless individuals. These are a lot of cool methodologies of how your content's going to resonate with people. Because you're going to be your services, you and Norma, MAP is going to be the problem solver. So yeah, I have full confidence in it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And there's no question it's a substantial game changer, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's I'm gonna look at these numbers and pencil that out a little bit more and kind of really understand what kind of financial game changer is it, right? When I look at that with those kind of leads, especially coming from organic,
man.
Because the whole thing about, especially in the insurance business, for us. Once you've dealt with us and you know who we are, it's kind of like Circle K's gas. You go to Circle K to get gas, but they know while you're there, you're going inside to go buy something else, right?
Yes, I am.
And whether you like Circle K or QT, that's where you go before
QT, I get it.
I'm a QT guy now,
sir.
I guess,
sir. QT, baby.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. And but we all know we go in there and we know where we like to go in QT, and so the value that we've learned by helping people because when we've helped you with your health insurance, it's getting really personal in your private life. And once you opened up about that and you feel comfortable with us, well, then it's all of it. Now you're going to refer your friend, your family, your mom, your whoever else, your sister, colleague, and
I went Norway. I was like, go Jenny Pride to get insurance.
And it's like one turns into, whether it starts with one person or that one is already 4 people because you're a family of 4, husband, spouse, and a couple kids. So for us, it's especially on the health insurance side, it can be very lucrative in the sense of the way they stack like bricks and reoccurring, unlike life insurance. And this is where there's, I look forward to explaining these models a little bit more because one of the things that I'm really scratching my head about, should we be realistically be considering is not that I want more work, but in all reality, if you're talking this from a monetary standpoint, would it make sense to have a channel dedicated to health insurance opposed to life insurance or having it all collective? I don't know. Right. I think they're different, or does it just make sense just to focus on health insurance and knowing that eventually I'm going to earn your trust through that and then bring up the conversation of life insurance? Very different. So those are conversations that I am really intrigued with that I don't know the answer to, and I don't want to get into it on this. Okay. But this has been fantastic and extremely frustrating and very overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. At the same time, it also has brought me a lot of hope.
Those are my intentions.
And that's what you did. Recognizing, okay, this is great. This makes sense. This makes sense why it's not working, why we're not growing. We're not doing any of these things. Even Norma and I went over and talked to her for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, that was very obvious. We're doing one of the 5 things that he was talking about,
Yeah.
And so it was, so I look forward to it. That's all I can say is,
beautiful.
As much as I'm not looking forward to the hard work on it, it's.
My man.
I'm in.
My man. You got this, Mario.
I'm in.
Truly.